Let's do this. Episode 2. I'm so excited. All right. Let's get into it. Let's party. Oh yeah, racing. Long time no see. It's been a whole week. Welcome back to my first series, the Racing Muse Academy, where I, Cassandra Moreno, tell you everything that I know about motorsports. In the first episode, we talked about what motorsports is and the ecosystem inside motorsports. So today, we're going to be answering the question I get every single day. Cass, how do you even get into motorsports? What, like it's hard? Like it's hard? And it is a great question. How do you actually get into motorsports? It's such a unique industry that most of the time when I tell people what I do, they're like, yeah, you're full of shit. Like, it's crazy, right? It's actually funny. I have answered this question before in 20 seconds.
Here's the advice I would
in
give
this
you if you wanted to
video,
get into
but
motorsports.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm very unserious. You guys didn't take it seriously. But if you prefer the long answer, you're in the right place. Psychologically, people tend to not take free advice. So, I mean, maybe I should start charging. There's no one right answer to get into this industry, so we'll talk about it. People, when they think about motorsports, the biggest thing that comes to mind is how much does it cost, or how good of a driver are you? What do you need to drive, right? But that's still such a small piece of motorsports. So that being said, there are hundreds of people behind every race weekend. Which leads me to my next point. How many careers are there in motorsports? A lot more than you would think. Let's talk about the different careers so you know which one you might want to get into. You're going to have your strategy engineer, data engineer, driver coach, truck driver, fuel and tire manager, crew chief, hospitality management, team coordinator, PR and social media marketing, and some teams even have chefs. Like, there's so many careers in this industry you can do. So I hope that's inspiring to hear, is you don't have to be a driver. You don't have to be an engineer. There's a lot that you can do in this industry. You know the different kinds of careers. How do you actually begin? Get into it, yeah. Where do you actually begin? Oh my God, that's such a great question. Thank you for asking. First, pick your craft, okay? Whatever it is you want to do, pick your skill. Pick the category and the careers that we just went over and get good at that. No, you don't need traditional education. You don't need any kind of education professionally to do this, but you do need to be educated. Don't skip out on that one. You need to be educated. Pick your craft and get good at that, okay? You want to be a mechanic? Get good at that. You want to be a data engineer? Get good at that. There's so many different options, but whatever you want to do, learn the softwares we use, get to know cars, or just get good at reading data, whatever you want to do, pick your category and get good at that. And just keep asking questions. The more you know about cars, the more you know about racing, the more valuable you become. That's step 1. Step 2, get exposure. Get out there. Get yourself out there, okay? There's no harm. Just get exposure. Make sure you expose yourself to this environment, because getting experience is so valuable. Keep getting exposure and get experience. A lot of teams will take the guy with 5 years of experience and no formal education over the guy with a 4-year bachelor's and no experience. And, you know, I'm not saying it's right, but it's just kind of how the industry is. So, and you kind of got to think of it like this, like, I promise you, almost everyone in that paddock has either worked for a very low wage or for free volunteering just to get some kind of experience or exposure within motorsports. Like it's almost one of those prerequisites that everyone does before they actually get their first gig in the industry. It's just kind of how it is. It's a very competitive sport. Like, you got to think about it. Like, the guy with 5 years of experience, right, and no bachelor's, he can do pit stops in 40 seconds, right? The guy with a bachelor's that has no experience, he can't. Like, we got to get him up to there. Both are great, and both are very valuable in their own way. But this is just kind of how the industry is. We have to remember that it is a competitive sport at the end of the day. I don't know. Again, both are great, but you see what I'm saying here? You know, it's another way to go and get exposure is just go down to your local track. And when I mean local, It can be, if the closest one is 4 hours from you, so be it. Find a day where a series is going to be in town and go hang out for a few days. Like, distance should not be a problem here. When I was working my first gig, the track was an hour and a half away. So like, it's not like it's 15 minutes. It's not in everybody's backyard. You're going to have to make the trek, okay? So go down to your local track, network yourself. Many teams love this when you network yourself. We like having more people in the industry. And I know me personally, if a youngin comes up to me, I genuinely want to pass on the knowledge because not a lot of people do this, okay? And the more that knowledge flows and the more that information gets spread, the more that other people can come up in the industry too and share their brilliant ideas. Keep marketing yourself. Keep marketing yourself at the local track. Many teams, including mine, we really always love helping people get experience and building people up. Like we're not, I'm not saying that those kinds of teams aren't out there where they just shoo you away, but a lot of teams, including mine, really do like to get people experience and, make people better within this industry. So there's teams like ours out there. We genuinely want people to get experience and to learn and have fun because what we do is just so fun. So yeah, it really is that simple. I did not say it was easy, but by God, I assure you it is simple. Now that you know how to get into this industry and how to do it, I will share a little bit about how I did it. A lot of you love to assume it's daddy's money or some kind of connection or that I have, but I had nothing. My first job was working as an auto body prep technician. So I kind of built this career for myself. I didn't have anybody's background of support. My grandpa had a shop in California. He was an automotive technician and he liked to race bikes and, F around, but I didn't have any kind of segue into this. It was by doing exactly what I'm telling you guys to do, is go down to your local track, network, build the skill. When I got my first motorsports job, I was in welding school and I grew up working on cars. I love cars. My grandpa had a shop. He taught me how to work on cars. And I had my first project car was a Porsche 944. Sorry, I got hungry. So my skill set are very mechanical. And it wasn't until later in my life that I started going to school and developing skills for engineering, but I started as a mechanic and I grew up working on cars. I love cars. I didn't grow up racing. I just grew up building my mechanical skill set. So when I first got hired, I was in welding school and I was working as a mechanic at the time. And I applied for this job to be a race mechanic. And I thought, oh, how cool. I just thought I would be changing oils and doing some checks, lube stuff on cool high-end Lamborghini cars. I thought, awesome, right? And then, oh my God, when I was first hired, day one, it was all over the place. It was unloading trailers. It was putting fuel in jugs. It was nothing like I expected. Okay. I was shook. I got hired on to be a mechanic and it was far more work than I thought. And eventually it turned into, I don't want to sound resentful. I wouldn't change a thing about my journey, but I was hired on as a mechanic, but then that turned into cooking for the team and cleaning out the trailer and washing the crew's dirty fire suit gear. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, when am I actually going to do the stuff I was hired for? When am I actually going to be a mechanic, right? When am I actually going to be able to use the skills that I've been trying to hone? Oh my God. One day the team was so short-staffed and we had cars running in a NASA event. And then finally I got put on a car and I was head over heels. I was finally! Put on was a 350Z Nismo. Really fun. And I learned how to be a race mechanic that day. And from there, my opportunities just grew. I didn't start in this industry. I didn't have any kind of advantage. I washed crew gear, for fuck's sake. I cooked for people. Nowhere in my resume did it say, hey, I'm really fucking good at cooking. No. I put in the hours of working very minimum wage and being everybody's little bitch for a little while. That's how I got into this. I did that for a year until I finally got another gig and started working with more race teams. But that was my in, okay? And you guys might not have the same in, but that's what mine looked like. I was not born into the industry. I started learning. I started asking questions. And even though I didn't feel ready, I still took every opportunity. And it was scary, you know, like flying and meeting different teams, people you've never met before, and traveling a lot. But just, I don't know. I just kept showing up. And it eventually ended up sticking. And, you know, I got good at it. And so eventually one opportunity turned into another, and that's a lot of how careers in racing actually start, is a lot of stories from mine you'll hear similarly, maybe a few tweaks here and there, but that's how a lot of us get started, and we're so happy that we did. It's a lot though. Like I want to make sure you guys know exactly what to expect, and like I don't want to set unrealistic expectations, but motorsports is very competitive. You know, the hours are long. You could be at the track until 3 a.m. if your car crashes and you got a session the next day. Like, the weekends are always away from home. You'll solve a lot of problems under pressure. Like, sometimes you have to figure out a solution in 5 seconds in pit lane, and that's all you get. Sometimes you just hurry up and wait is what they say a lot too, but it's all worth it. If you genuinely love racing, it's one of the coolest industries in the world. I love it. Despite how much, you know, I'm just very dramatic and sarcastic, okay? It's kind of like, I'm just the motorsports diva, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of how I am. There are hundreds of ways into motorsports, okay? Don't assume that there's just one. You just have to find yours. All right, anyways, divas, that's all for today, but go ahead and subscribe, and next time we will be talking about how to actually engineer a full race weekend and what race engineers actually do. Bye! Toodles!